Okay, guys, I'm Yusheng, and since we have a basic understanding about what is database and why it is important, today we're gonna talk about database design. Have you ever wondering how to design a database? Yeah, I'm gonna split this topic into two lectures. In today's lecture, I'll give us a overview of a database design, and then I'll talk about introduction of ER diagram, which also called ER model. And in the next lecture, we'll talk about more about the ER model design. Basically, we use these 6 steps to design a database, and in the next slides, I'll talk about these steps more. First, requirements analysis. This is the first step of a database application design. Basically, what kind of data we're gonna save in the database, and how efficiency the database we need, and all the kind of needs we're gonna meet are in this level. And conceptual design, which we're gonna focus on, which our main focus on this layer is solve these 3 questions. First, what are the entities and the relationships in the enterprise? What information about these entities and relationships should we store in the database? What are the integrity constraints or business rules that hold? It's kind of hard to solve now, but after these 2 lectures, I think you can very easily think about these questions and solve these questions to design a database. And the third level, logical database design. We should choose a database management system, DBMS, to implement our database design. Let's say we have 3 kinds of very popular database right now: SQL Server, and Oracle, and MySQL. And these 3 kinds of database have different advantages. So let's say Oracle is very expensive, but it has higher efficiency and more security. So most big companies use Oracles. But for individuals like us and small companies, we prefer to use free database like MySQL. And then schema refinement. Analysis the current schema to identify potential problems and to refine it. Physical database design. Basically, we can use some tools like Power Designer to generate this data model from the ER model. So the ER model is pretty important, you can tell from this. And then application and security design. This is consider the aspects of the application that go beyond the database itself. Now let's move on to the ER model. ER model, also called the ER diagram. We use these ER diagrams to design a database, and the developers follow this diagram, which is the structure of the database, to develop a database for the applications. In the ER diagram, there are 3 main items, which are entities, attributes, and relationships. Entity is a distinguishable object, and entity set is set of entity of the same type. We use rectangle to express those entities. Let's say Yi Zhongzhen is a student, choose course 1820, so is Yusheng. So we can save our name like Yi Zhongzhen and Yusheng into students, and course 1820 into the course. But in the database, we just use the whole name, the whole name of we can call us the student, and the course, all the course have a number, but we all call the course is course. attributes. Attributes is property of us, of the entities, and every attribute has some domains. Let's say every student have a student name, a major, and a student number. Here is an underline, which is illustrate that the student number is the primary key. We're gonna talk about this in the next lecture, and we use ellipse to express the property of the to express the attributes. And the relationship is a representation of the fact that contain entities are related to each other, and relationships is a set of relationships of a given type. I'll give an example in the next slides, but here we first we have to notice that in order for a relationship to exist, the participating entities must exist. Here it is very important here. So in this case, let's say this case is a student register a course in this system, and all of the students have these properties, and all of the course have these properties, which we call attributes. And the relationship between the course and student are registered in the student registered in the course. And if the course is disappeared, so the relationship named registered in is cannot exist anymore. It has to be removed. Okay, today we talk about database design steps, and we mainly focused on the conceptual design, which we use ER diagram, and we also talk about something about ER diagram, a briefly introduction of ER diagram, talk about entities, attributes, relationships. And in the next lecture, we're going to talk about more about ER model design, the relationship types, the constraints, all kinds of constraints in the ER diagram, and weak entities and ISA hierarchies. Okay, is there any questions?
What is the difference between